In this session, we can see the working of single phase half wave controlled rectifier with RL load. Okay, then we can see with freewheeling diode also. First, we can see only for RL load. So this is the input voltage. Here I am not showing the transformer for simplicity. So this is AC input. So the AC input is given to this thyristor. During the positive off cycle, the thyristor is forward biased. But it will not conduct when we give the gate current, there will be conduction of the thyristor. When it conducts, there will be the output voltage appeared across the load. So this is the simple working of single phase half wave controlled rectifier with RL load. Now you can see, we can explain this waveform so that you can understand clearly. So this is the input voltage waveform, that is source voltage Vs. Since it is AC voltage, this is sinusoidal waveform. So at omega t is equal to 0. See here, there is no output voltage because at 0 during the positive off cycle the thyristor is forward biased condition, but we are not giving the gate signal, so it will not conduct. So output voltage is 0. Now we give the input signal, gate triggering signal, otherwise firing signal at omega t is equal to alpha. This is the alpha angle. At alpha, we are giving this gate pulse to the thyristor. So the thyristor will start its conduction, and the output voltage will be appeared across the thyristor, across the load. Okay, this is the output voltage, okay, which follows the input voltage. Okay, so this is the input voltage. So the same voltage will be appeared across the load. This is the output voltage. So at what about the current? So there is a load current. Okay, here the output voltage. So this is load current. Why this is gradually increasing means here due to this inductance property. So what is the speciality of this inductance is it will charge and discharge current gradually. Okay, not immediately. It will not store and it will not discharge. So gradually it will do. So there is a gradual increase in current. Okay, so here then at omega t is equal to pi, at this angle the output voltage is 0. Okay, output voltage is 0, but the output current is not 0. So because of this inductance property, so it will slowly discharge. So it is not 0 even though the output voltage is 0. See here, during the negative off cycle, when the output voltage is input voltage is getting reversed, there is a voltage reversal in the output also. So this is also because of this inductance effect. Okay, because of this inductance effect, there is a reversal of voltage takes place and the continuation of current. So at beta only the output voltage will become 0 and the output current will become 0. Okay, so the conduction will take place from alpha to beta. This is for one cycle. The same operation will continue for the further cycles, for all the cycles. If you see the voltage across the thyristor, so whenever, as I said already in the previous video for R load, okay, so whenever there is no conduction of the thyristor, there will be voltage drop across the thyristor. See here, no output voltage because thyristor is not conducting here. So when the thyristor is not conducting, there will be a voltage drop. Okay, so the amount which is not available in the, so see here this part. Okay, there is no output voltage since there is no conduction of SCR, but there will be a voltage drop across the thyristor. Then the thyristor will have conduction from alpha to beta, so there will be no voltage drop across the thyristor. Okay, that is 0. Then after that there is no conduction of SCR. Okay, from beta to 2 pi plus alpha. This is 2 pi plus alpha. So beta to 2 pi plus alpha, there is no conduction. So there will be the same input voltage, okay, will be appeared across the thyristor. Okay, the reverse voltage. So there will be voltage drop across the thyristor. Okay, here also. So in this period, so this is a positive cycle, so there will be a positive voltage drop. So the same thing will be continued for the whole time period. Okay, so this is the explanation about the working of single phase off wave control rectifier with R load. If you see the derivation, so this is the average DC voltage, that is output voltage is DC, so VDC is equal to 1 by 2 pi. So this and all I have explained already why we put this 2 pi. So for one complete cycle we take 1 by 2 pi, and alpha to beta, because there is a conduction from alpha to beta. So here we are writing alpha to beta. The output is Vm sin omega t. That is the output which follows the input voltage. So Vm sin omega t d omega t. Now we can take this Vm outside this integral. So Vm by 2 pi. Then only the sin omega t is there. If you integrate the sin omega t, you will get minus cos omega t. Limit is alpha to beta. So Vm by 2 pi minus cos, then upper limit minus lower limit. So minus cos beta minus of minus cos alpha. So minus into minus plus, here it will come. So Vm by 2 pi minus cos beta plus cos alpha. So Vm by, since it is a positive term, you can write first. So Vm by 2 pi into cos alpha minus cos beta. This is average DC voltage. Then average DC current is IDC is equal to VDC by R. The same value, okay, which we have obtained here, VDC divided by R. That means Vm by 2 pi R into cos alpha minus cos beta. So that is what is written here. Vm by 2 pi R into cos alpha minus cos beta. Next one is RMS voltage, RMS load voltage. Okay, so V naught RMS equal to, so we can write in this way, otherwise we can put root also. So within root also we can write this term. So V naught RMS equal to 1 by 2 pi alpha to beta Vm square sin square omega t whole power 1 by 2. Okay, this is put instead of root. So if you take this Vm square out of the root, you will get Vm. So Vm into 1 by 2 pi alpha to beta sin square omega t d omega t. Okay. So here also there will be a term d omega t. I didn't write here. Okay, whole power 1 by 2. Then Vm into 1 by 2 pi alpha to beta. This sin square omega t we can write as 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. Okay, that is the formula. Sin square omega t is equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 into d omega t whole power 1 by 2. So Vm into 1 by, multiply this term here, since it is a common term, we can take it outside here. With this term we can multiply. So Vm into 1 by 4 pi into 1 into d omega t, the term will be d omega t. So if you integrate this d omega t, you will get omega t minus, if you integrate this cos 2 omega t, okay, cos 2 omega t, if you integrate, you will get sin 2 omega t divided by 2. Okay, so this 2 is not this one, this already we have taken outside. So this is, if you integrate this cos 2 omega t, you will get sin 2 omega t divided by 2. Limit is alpha to beta whole power 1 by 2. Then Vm by, if you take this 4 outside of the root, you will get 2. So Vm by 2, the root is already within the inside the root. So 2 root by. Now apply the limits, upper limit minus lower limit. So instead of this omega t, put upper limit beta minus lower limit alpha minus, so this 1 by 2. Okay, take this 1 by 2 outside the bracket. Then sin 2, instead of omega t, put upper limit minus lower limit. Sin 2 beta minus sin 2 alpha whole power 1 by 2. This is RMS value of output voltage. Then we can see the RL load with freewheeling diode. Okay, the same operation, but only the difference is, see here, this input voltage is given, that is AC. Here I have drawn this transformer also. Okay, so this AC is given to this thyristor. During the positive off cycle, it will be forward biased, but it will start its conduction when we give the gate pulse. So the same operation. This is the input voltage waveform. We give the firing pulse at angle alpha. At that time there will be output voltage. Before that there is no output voltage. When we give the firing pulse, there is the output voltage which follows the input voltage. What about the current? So see here, because of this freewheeling diode, okay, or during the positive off cycle, this thyristor will be forward biased. With the gate signal it will be conducting, but when it is getting reversed, okay, when the negative off cycle enters inside, this freewheeling diode will be forward biased by the already conducting thyristor. So now the output current will be transferred from this thyristor to the freewheeling diode. So the output current will be flowing inside this path. Okay, it will take this path. So the output current will be continuous, even though the thyristor is not conducting. During the negative off cycle, there will be output current which is continuous. Okay, that's why we have put the straight line. Okay, even for both positive and negative off cycle, there will be the continuous output current. This is the thyristor current. So whenever there is a conduction of thyristor, there will be the current through the thyristor. So see here, there is no conduction in this part, so no current. Here there is a conduction, so there is current. Okay, here no conduction, so no current. Here it is conduction, so you have to put this current waveform. This one is for a freewheeling diode. Whenever there is no conduction of thyristor, there will be a freewheeling diode conduction. Okay, so in these spots there is no conduction of thyristors. So at this duration there will be a conduction of freewheeling diode. So here there will be a conduction of freewheeling diode. Here thyristor conducts, so no freewheeling diode. Then here thyristor is not conducting, so there will be freewheeling diode conduction. Okay, that means the current will flow through the freewheeling diode. Then there is a thyristor conduction, so no freewheeling diode conduction. Okay, like this. Then this already you know, that is the voltage across the thyristor. Okay, so this is same for the previous one also. For RR load also I didn't explain because I will explain here also. Okay, the same waveform VT. Okay, thyristor, that is voltage across the thyristor. So how can we draw? Already I have told, that is whenever there is no conduction of thyristor, there will be a voltage drop across the thyristor. So whenever there is no conduction, there will be a freewheeling diode. Same part you have to put the voltage drop. Okay, if there is no conduction of SCR, there will be a voltage drop. That's all. So here there is no conduction, so put the voltage drop. Here there is conduction, so voltage is 0. Voltage across thyristor is 0. Here there is no conduction, there will be a negative voltage drop. Okay, voltage drop across the thyristor. Here also there is no conduction, so there will be a voltage drop. Okay, so here you no need to put this dotted lines at all. So for your understanding, I have drawn here. If you can draw easily like this. So this is input voltage waveform. This is the firing pulse. Then the output voltage you can draw simply. So when you give the firing pulse, you will get the output voltage which follows the input voltage. Okay, so like this you can draw here also. No need to put this. So I will, for example, I will draw here. So no need to draw that dotted line. Okay, it is enough. Okay, then this is 0. Then the negative voltage drop. Okay, so here also now there is no conduction of thyristor, so there will be voltage drop across it. Then voltage, there is a conduction of thyristor, so there is no voltage drop. Okay, so like this you can draw. Okay, it is enough. So no need to put this dotted lines and all. Here also no need to put this dotted lines. Okay, no need this dotted lines. So simply you can easily draw like this. So this is the working of single phase off wave control rectifier with RL load and freewheeling diode. The average load voltage is VDC is equal to 1/2 pi The conduction is here, the output is alpha to pi, so limit is alpha to pi, Vm sin omega t d omega t, and so bring this term here, Vm by 2 pi. If you integrate this sin omega t, you will get minus cos omega t. So limit is alpha to pi, Vm by 2 pi, put upper limit minus lower limit, so minus cos pi minus of minus cos alpha, so minus in the minus plus, that's why I have put here plus. So Vm by 2 pi, the minus cos pi value minus 1, already there is a minus, so minus into minus plus, so plus 1 plus cos alpha, so VDC is equal to Vm by 2 pi into 1 plus cos alpha. Then this is the average load current, IDC is equal to VDC by R. So VDC value I have we have derived already. So IDC is equal to VDC by R, that is Vm by 2 pi R into 1 plus cos alpha, Vm by 2 pi R into 1 plus cos alpha. Then what are the advantages of using freewheeling diode? Okay, so by using this freewheeling diode, the input power factor is improved, the load current waveform is improved because the load current is continuous, and thus the load performance is better. So what are the main functions of freewheeling diode? So it prevents a reversal of load voltage except for small diode voltage drop. Okay, so because during the negative cycle of the input voltage, okay, there is no conduction, so it prevents the reversal of load voltage. If you see the waveform in the reverse, okay, during the negative off cycle it will prevent, okay, no conduction, okay, zero. So the output voltage across the load is zero during the negative off cycle. So the freewheeling diode prevents that negative voltage. Then it transfers the load current away from the rectifier, thereby allowing all of its thyristor to regain their blocking states. So these are the main functions of freewheeling diode. That's all about the single phase off wave controlled rectifier with RL load and freewheeling diode. Thank you.